Hi everyone, welcome to Earth Love It or Leave It Summit. And we have with us the third interview of the series, and we have the amazing, super brilliant Christine McIver, and she's going to talk about My Earth, My Business. What do you mean by that, Christine? How can my earth be
Hi,
my
Nilofer.
business?
Well, let's just jump right in. Let's not take any time.
Absolutely. I
Oh,
just have 45 minutes, right? I'm not going to waste a single minute introducing you. People can read your bio on the event page.
I adore you. You're so funny. You're so direct, and I love that about you. Well, what I would really love to ask everybody is, what do you know about the earth and your business and how they're connected? When you first contacted me about being on the summit, I mean, business is the thing that I absolutely love. It's like play to me. And I really started to look at this, and I had to actually ask the questions too, because it wasn't cognitive, Nilofer. Do you know what I'm saying? It wasn't right in front of me. So I started to ask some questions, and I got some amazing awarenesses. And so whatever I share today with all of the listeners, I would just really invite them into also asking the questions of what they know about Earth and their business. Because I don't have all of their answers, but I do have some awarenesses, and so do they. So what I would like to start with, first of all, is everything that you're creating in your business, whether your business has to do with landscaping, or it has to do with creating websites, or it has to do with energy work, it has to do with, cleaning houses. Everything is a creation. And what's the very first creation? Here, but the earth. The earth is creation in motion all of the time. And when you get a business idea, Nilofer, are you sitting staring at your computer?
No.
Or do your business ideas
My business ideas come when I'm out in nature. I'm on a walk, I'm listening to the bird song, I'm feeling the wind, I'm just walking amongst the trees, and I get like a download of ideas, and I'm like buzzing.
Right. I know, right? And you're like, why didn't I bring a piece of paper and a pencil?
Oh, I don't worry about that, because I never lose any of that.
That's fantastic. Well, good for you. Well, that is one of the spaces that we do get an awful lot. And the reason that we get an awful lot of our ideas in nature is because there's tons of distractions, i.e. different things to look at, right? And our senses are heightened when we're in nature. But there's no separation, there's no limitation when we're in nature. Everything is included. And the minute we step into nature, we can feel this opening start within ourselves. And that's when we're able to receive more information, is when we are in nature. There's a lot of other places where you can connect with nature without having to physically be outside. So one of the places that a lot of people get a lot of download in nature is when they're in the shower or they're in the bath. So they're actually in the water. When we're in the water, there's such a huge contribution that's coming, and we usually let go and we relax and we open up to receive more.
Can I say something really irreverent here?
Yes, certainly. Go ahead.
You can totally guess where I'm going. The other place we get all those downloads are on the throne.
You can get lots on the throne because you can't go anywhere. Exactly. Thank you, Nilofer. Didn't know we were going there. How does it get any better? But, you're so funny. Another amazing space that we get lots of ideas, and one of the spaces that I get lots of ideas is when I'm actually working with food. One of my favorite things to do, Nilofer, is to make pies.
Oh, I love that video of yours.
I cannot believe how many hits I got on that. That was very funny. But I love to make pastry. I love getting my hands in there. I love squishing everything together. I love manipulating it. I love rolling it out. I love creating the beauty of it. And when my hands are in there, when I am touching all of the beautiful contributions from the earth, I am connected to the earth. I do not have to physically be in the water or in the woods to be connected. I can be connected when I pick up this glass of water in front of me, and I enjoy the water. We can be connected to earth all of the time. We can be connected to earth when we are inside a concrete building. Here's the big thing, is we're never separated from the earth. But how many people think that in order to be connected to the earth, they have to physically, schedule time in their calendar to physically go outside, or maybe I have to get up a half an hour early to go out? That's not true. So I would like to, first of all, destroy and uncreate all of the projections and expectations we have about how, where, and when we can connect to the earth. And everything that doesn't allow you to let that all go, let's destroy and uncreate it all. Right and wrong, good and bad, pock and pot, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. When we are willing to receive from the earth in every aspect around us, we can receive more and more for our businesses. Now, this is going to be a twist, but Nilofer, something was really hitting me the other day, a couple of days ago, and I'm going to be really vulnerable right now and let everybody know I was in a really dark place 2 days ago. And the intensity was immense. I'm not going to go into details, but I was ready to leave. And I started to get all of this, this conversation in my head about I haven't accomplished enough, I haven't done enough, nothing's changed, everything still is terrible. And this was it was screaming at me, Nilofer. And all of a sudden I got, oh my God. And I started thinking about this call, and of course I started to judge myself, right? As we do. Oh, I'm not going to be good enough and all of this stuff. And then I looked at the picture that you created, and it's earth, love it, or leave it. And I had this huge smack in my face. Oh my God, I'm trying to leave the earth. And then what started to come so quickly when I looked at my talk was, how many people right now are judging themselves and judging their businesses and judging themselves in their business, and they're ready to leave? How many people out there? I mean, this is just, the energy is so huge for me. My awareness is screaming that there are, especially at this time of the year, at the beginning of the new year, there's so many people are out there creating, and they're getting their game plan on for the year. And how many of us are like, oh, I'm not going to be as good as they are. Or I don't have an idea right now. What's wrong with me? Well, my business didn't do that great last year, and they're just judging themselves like crazy. And they're in the energy of, because I'm not doing well in my business, I'm going to leave. So everything that's brought up for everybody, can we please destroy and uncreate it all?
Absolutely.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pock and pot, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds.
And then, Christine, the biggest lie there is that I'm not doing well in my business. That's the biggest lie.
That's exactly where I was going. It's all of that is heavy. And we know that anything that's heavy is a lie. So one of the biggest things I would really love everyone to invite themselves into is asking themselves, is this heavy or is this light? Is this easy for me? No. Okay, then there's a lie in here. There's totally a lie in here. One of the things I would love to invite people into, and when I'm coaching with individuals, I always remind them of this. If there's something that turns you on, that gets you excited, that idea, that original idea that came to you about a business or a creation or a book, if it's coming to you, please know that that idea wants to come through you. That business wants to come through you. And there is everything in the universe that would like to contribute to you bringing that to fruition. And one of the greatest things that would like to contribute to you, if you would allow it, is the earth. The earth is here desiring to contribute to us. The earth is continuously in creation. The earth is constantly birthing new things, constantly, all over the world. I happen to live in a country where we have 4 seasons. And we see the changes constantly happening, and the new birth, and the new trees, and the new flowers, and all of the birthing that happens continuously. Earth is always, always, always birthing new ideas, new creations, and it is available for you to tap into if you desire to have more. The earth really does want to contribute to you. So I'd like to invite everyone in to ask the earth. When a business idea comes up, ask the earth. Just connect. So everyone right now, barriers down. Everyone, barriers down, barriers down, barriers down. Now ask the earth, does my business contribute? Yeah. Can you perceive that energy? The earth is in communion and communication with you right now. When you have a new idea come in, when you have a new creation asking to be birthed, ask the earth, will this creation contribute to the earth? The earth will give you information. It might be shivers in your body. It might be a giggle. It might be a smile on your face. It might be a bird singing in the distance all of a sudden that you hear. It can come in billions and billions of ways. And where I live right now, Nilofer, I'm in Toronto, as you know, and I am in a beautiful home that contributes to me, and it is built. The foundation of it is built on the earth. So this building I'm in is definitely connected to the earth. And outside of my home is a lot of buildings and a lot of concrete and a lot of pavement. There's not a great deal of trees and nature where I live right now. And I was out for a walk last night thinking about the call today. And what I really, as I was talking to the earth, asking the earth, what do you want me to share on this call tomorrow? What I got was the earth is not angry about all of the buildings that we've created. The earth is not angry about the products that we're using. The earth is welcoming it. The earth is here supporting it. But the earth would like to be included in the creations. The earth knows that there are unlimited possibilities everywhere, and it desires to be included, to be asked. It truly wishes to contribute. It truly wishes to contribute to all of us. And it's so simple for us to connect with the earth, but will we? Are we willing to drop all of our conclusions and assumptions around how business is separate from nature, and how we put all of these things into different categories? Are we willing to bring it all together? There is no separation. Separation is a lie. But by our judgments, by our assumptions and conclusions, we try to separate it. And what we do is we actually lock out receiving information that can actually contribute to growing our businesses even greater. A lot of people ask, how can my business contribute to the earth? Well, one of the things that we know, Nilofer, is that one of the ways that we contribute to the earth is by joy, by being in our joy, by being in our laughter, right? So when we're creating a product or a service, that contributes to another person, to another business, to another creation, when we are contributing and creating greater joy, greater laughter, greater ease to others, that in turn contributes to the earth. So for myself, one of the things that I do is I'm a business coach, right? So I work with businesses, I work with individuals as well. And when I'm contributing to them, and I'm contributing to what they would like to change or expand, and that creates greater joy in their life, I know that that joy that they emulate out into the world contributes to the earth. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
So do we have any questions, Nilofer?
Hold on. Okay. So, the question that she asked, you actually just addressed the whole thing.
How's it getting better? Thank you for sending me the question in advance, energetically.
So, I don't have a business. Am I a failure? Thank you for being so vulnerable. I don't want to be here either, doing my best not to leave. My body is hurting. How can I relax and be in allowance of me?
Thank you. Thank you for being vulnerable and asking the question. The fact that you're still here and the fact that you desire to have greater means that you are a success, period. Now, I know that this world says, well, I don't have this money in the bank account, or I'm not being asked to be a speaker or an author, or I'm not doing all these things or being all of these things. That doesn't matter. That's the extras. The fact that you're still here and you're willing to ask means you're a success. One of the greatest things that I had to get to, and I'm telling you, it was a dark night of the soul 2 days ago, Nilofer. One of the things that I had to get to was 99% of all of the thoughts, feelings, and beliefs that I'm having are not mine. And when you're in that dark space, I know how damn hard it is to get that and to believe that, because we're so marinated in it, we're so deeply down in it that it doesn't feel like it's somebody else. It really feels like it's ours. So even if you were willing to acknowledge that there's probably somebody else in the world that is where you are, that will begin to give you a little bit of space. And I would really encourage you to reach out to someone. Please reach out to me if you're there. I would be more than happy to contribute to you. But reach out to someone that can be there supporting you in inviting in different possibilities. You know, Nilofer, in being an entrepreneur, and this is something that I got a while ago, is I live in my space and I work in my space. And I don't have physical people that work with me that are physically here in my space. So I am physically, there's not another body beside me. I'm physically alone in my space. Now, I connect with people all the time through the radio station, through Skype, through social media. I'm connected all of the time with people, but there's physically not someone here. And how many other people are physically alone in their businesses and feeling alone? How many of us are judging ourselves and our creations and then withdrawing even greater and not connecting and not getting the support that's required for them to expand? We are not here on this earth alone. There's 7 billion of us. And yet there's so many entrepreneurs that are alone physically in their homes, in their businesses, and they are withdrawing more and more and more because they're not willing to put their hand up and ask for support and ask for a contribution. You are supported. The earth is under your feet, first of all. You are not alone. There are so many other people in the world that are feeling exactly like you're feeling. And the most amazing thing, Nilofer, at least for me, when I'm in that muck and somebody says to me that they need some support, I can come out of my muck twice as fast.
Wow. Yeah, absolutely.
Because it's when we're contributing to each other that we come out of the lies and we step into our potency and our brilliance. When we are willing to put our hand up and say, you know what, I'm in a really, really, really shitty place and I need some support. And have someone come in and support you, not save you, not change it for you, but support you. To ask you questions with no point of view on how it has to change, but really stand beside you and light the space and let you know you are not alone and you are seen. When we are willing to receive that, and we will receive it in nature, which is so funny. We will receive it in nature when we're out walking. We will receive it from animals. We will receive it from trees. We'll receive it from the beauty of plants. We'll receive it from the beauty of food. We won't receive it from other people with greater ease because we're judging ourselves that there's something wrong with us. FYI, there's nothing wrong with you. There never has been. And there's nothing wrong with your business. Do you speak to your business? Do you ask your business questions? Do you ask the earth to contribute to your business? Do you ask your body to contribute to your business? Do you ask your business to contribute to your body? This is all about asking and receiving. So if we could please begin to ask, am I judging myself? Am I judging my business? And when you get a yes, can you just destroy and uncreate all of that judgment and know that there is someone that is willing to contribute to you. There are people in the world that desire to create joy and to create happiness. And when you are willing to ask and receive more happiness, your receiving contributes to the earth as well. And then when you're in that space, you're more open to receive from the earth. It's an amazing dance of how this all connects.
Wow. I just have a comment. I have no questions, but I'm just so happy to be here and listening to you. And the person who sent in that question, thank you. I hear you. Thank you. Yes, I feel very alone. Oh my gosh, yes. I said to my partner, how can it be possible that there's billions of people on the planet and someone can feel so alone?
Well, I would like to speak to that. The reason we feel alone is because we're afraid to admit that we're having a tough time. Like, how many of us are afraid to put our hand up and say, I'm in a really, really, really shitty place? You know, 2 days ago, Nilofer, when I said to my friend, I don't want to be here. And then she said, truth? And, it took me hours to get to, okay, I want to be here. I just don't know how to be here. So how many of us desire to be on earth? How many of us desire to have success and creation and joy and laughter and play? But we just don't know how. We need some tools. We need some support. We need to know that somebody's got our back. The earth has got your back. If nothing else, please know that the earth has got your back. The earth wants you here. The earth is continuously contributing to you. I dare you to look out at a tree. I dare you to look at birds and not know that they are willing to contribute to you. There is unlimited beings in the world that are desiring to contribute. You do not have to do this alone. So I really invite you to seek out those that will contribute, those that will not judge you, those that will look at your crazy effed upness and go, okay, cool, that's where you're at. There is someone that will support you and have your back. There are thousands and thousands and thousands of someone. There's so much kindness in the world, and yet when we're in this shitty place, all we can see is the shitty place. So if all you can do is raise your hand and tell one person, if all you can do is send me an email, and I'm not even kidding, send me an email and say, Christine, I'm in a shitty place. Whether we connect over the phone or over Skype or just through email, I got you. Because I know that by one person seeing their value, they change everything in this world. And when we're in that shitty place, how many projections and expectations and judgments are we putting on our business? When we're putting all of that onto our business, how can it expand? It's like telling a child you're not good enough. So right now, I would like to invite everyone in to drop all of your projections, all of your expectations, and all of your judgments of your businesses and allow it to begin to communicate with you. It desires to support you. It came to you. It didn't come to me. It didn't come to Nilofer. It came to you. And when you begin to nurture and talk to and love that business and ask that business questions and ask your body to contribute and ask the earth to contribute, and ask all of the energies in the world to contribute to your business, like a flower, will begin to bloom. So what energy, space, and consciousness can you and your body be to contribute to your business and to the earth for all eternity? And everything that doesn't allow that, let's destroy and uncreate it all. Right and wrong, good and bad, pock and pot, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. What questions can you begin to ask today of your body, of the earth, of your business, for all of it to commingle and have fun and play and contribute? The universe and the earth. I remember one of the things that when I first started to connect with Access Consciousness, and I would begin to talk to my business, and I would ask for the universe to contribute. It was like the universe sent me on a treasure hunt. And oftentimes that treasure hunt was in nature, was with the earth. And I had this really huge picture window, Nilofer, that I would sit in front of, and I had this gorgeous weeping willow tree, and the birds and the squirrels and the rabbits, they would all come around. It was the most glorious environment. And I would just be sitting in my home, and I would be looking at it, and I would be talking to them, and I would be receiving from them. And the ideas then, when I wasn't so focused, which was judgment, right? Projection at my business. When I would start to receive from all of that, the ideas would begin to come. I would start to open up even greater. And before I knew it, Nilofer, the phone calls started to come in. The emails started to come. And one by one thing would lead me to another, would lead me to another. When I literally wake up in the morning before I open my eyes, I love to sleep with the window open, and I love to hear the birds. I love to hear the wind. I, smell the coldness even on my body, feel it on my body. And I'm connecting with the earth immediately before I open my eyes. I start to receive ideas. And when I drop the expectation, those ideas begin to contribute to what today is going to create. And not every day, it's not really easy. some days it's like I just want to crawl back under the blanket. And then I start to ask some questions, and it starts to change it. But when I'm connecting with the earth and I'm connecting with my body as I begin to open my eyes, I know that I'm here for a reason. And that reason is to enjoy everything, to be in everything, to be a part of the creation of this world, and to be a part of the creation of what creates greater for others as well.
Christine, do you want to take a question?
Absolutely.
So she asks, how do you know that earth, birds, trees want me here? Do you just accept it as a truth?
That's a really awesome question. Wow. So let me ask a question in return. Do you ever go outside and touch a tree and it pulls away from you? Or does the tree contribute to you energetically? Do the birds love when you feed them? Do the birds love when you contribute to them energetically? When we are here appreciating and adoring nature, do you get that it continues to create? We know that we can contribute to a plant, right? If you have a plant in your home, Nilofer, not just by feeding it and giving it water, but by adoring it and giving it your energy, talking to it.
You know something? You don't have to do any of that. If you have a little stick of a plant in your home, go right now and just touch it.
Yes.
And just be aware of the energy.
You don't even have to touch it.
Yeah, you don't even have to touch it.
You can just wherever you are right now, you can just bring up the energy of that plant. Yeah, just think about it, and you can contribute to it.
No. You know what? Before you begin to contribute to it, just be aware of it. And the moment you become aware of it, you realize how much it's already contributing to you.
Right. Contribution is the simultaneity of gifting and receiving. The earth is always in that. The earth desires for us to be here in contribution. The earth really needs us to be here, be aware of it, and to be communicating with it so it can continue. If we're not choosing to be aware of even where we're at on an emotional level and desire to change that, we can't contribute to the earth. The earth desires us to be here. The fact that you're on this call, the fact that you're connecting with Nilofer and all of these earth calls says very clearly you have an awareness of what the earth desires and that the earth does desire to contribute to you. So even if you don't get it cognitively, what it is, please know that you are aware. You have far more awareness than you're possibly willing to acknowledge. I never did that.
And the other part of it is, you can actually ask that question, truth, do I choose to live? And you could be choosing to die, and that's totally okay too.
It is totally okay. And, my friend who was supporting that I reached out to, she asked me that a couple of times. Truth, do you desire to leave? And each time it was like, when you're in that really deep place, Nilofer, it was like a very small sliver would shift. Something very light, just a little bit would shift. And each time she asked it, I would start to get to more of me. And you can ask it of yourself for sure. But I know when you're in that space, when you're really looking at, I'm not being enough or doing enough and you're in that heavy judgment space, having the contribution of someone else can be really wonderful and can help you to shift out of that space very, very quickly.
Can I share a question here which I heard Gary share a few couple of months ago? If you are in that space, then this, one of these questions would really totally work for you. The first question is, what am I dying to get out of? And everything that brings up destroy and uncreate it all. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all 9 shorts, boys and beyond. And the second question is, what am I dying to create?
That's wonderful.
And really, I think it was a year ago when I was in that place that you were just talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And I did 6 months of what am I dying to get out of every single day, like 30, 40, 50 times.
Wow.
I literally did 6 months of that.
Right. And, when you said, what am I dying to create, what popped in, and we talk about this all the time, is the energy of the words. So when you're saying dying, one thing that Gary said, I said to him one time, I'm creating like crazy. And he said, darling, you don't want to create like crazy. You don't want to go into crazy. So how much of the words that you're using with your business is not contributing? So I catch myself all the time saying that I'm creating like crazy. Wait a minute. No, I'm creating like brilliance. I'm continuously in creation. And guess what is occurring now? I'm continuously in creation.
Yeah. No, Christine, this question was, for people who were choosing that energy of death.
Yes.
And the other question was not shifting them. Like, what am I dying to get out of was not shifting them. So that was the time when he gave this question, what are you dying to create?
Right. No, I totally got that. Yeah. And lots of us are dying to create something. And that's where you get the energy. Oftentimes for me, I can feel the contraction where people are focusing in they're zeroing in so tightly on something that the universe isn't able to contribute to them, the thoughts, ideas, and creation, because they're focusing so intently on it. When you are in that space with your business, would you be willing to go and do something different? Go and play. Go and laugh. Watch a silly movie. Talk to a friend on the phone that makes you laugh. Move your body. We're contracting so much, especially when we're in that very dark space. We're contracting. One of the greatest things you can do is to move your body so it can shift this heaviness out of your body. Going for a 5-minute walk, having a 5-minute bath, standing and having a glass of water and really tasting and enjoying that can begin to shift this. The other thing that I wanted to touch on is how independent entrepreneurs are and how much we are judging ourselves in our lack of success. And if we don't do it on our own, then we really haven't been successful. Right? A lot of us are like, well, so-and-so came up with that idea, or, well, that's fine. It's not really my idea because I heard it from somebody else. And so we're so intent on doing things alone. We're so intent in being independent that we're not willing to receive contributions from others that we can then add to. There's people that have brilliant ideas, and then somebody else will take that idea and they will expand upon it, which creates greater. It's not stealing from. It's like, oh, wow, that's really cool. And what else? What else is possible here? So what have you made so vital about being independent that has you disconnected from all the sources desiring to contribute to you and your business. And everything that is times a godzillion will we destroy and uncreate it all, please. Right and wrong, good and bad, pock and pot, all nine shorts, boys and beyond. So I'm going to ask again, what do you know about the earth and your business? And are you willing to receive more information from the earth? Are you willing to communicate with the earth and in that communion, ask the earth to contribute to you and your business? What will we create in the world when we are including everything and everyone? What are we going to create for the future when we're willing to commune with the earth and with our businesses and with our bodies? When we really step into our knowing that nothing is separate, that separation is a lie, that everything is connected, the continuous flow can begin. But we actually cut off the flow when we pull away, when we try to separate. And I use the word try because we can't really separate, but we can sure turn down the dial of receiving. So who out there is willing to receive more from the earth today for their businesses?
I am.
Wonderful. And how happy is the earth that you're doing all of these calls and these conversations, Nilofer? Like, it's amazing. And how happy are your businesses? Ask your business right now. Do you desire to receive more from the earth? Oh, we just heard a ding. That'd be a yes, right? I love how that happens every time.
Oh my goodness, absolutely. Absolutely. Wow.
Sometimes, we're looking for the program or we're looking for the person and we're looking at, who can help me, who can this, who can that. And stepping into your knowing first, knowing that the universe wants to contribute to you, desires to contribute to you, the earth desires to contribute to you, and asking who or what would like to contribute to me today to expand my business right away. And have no expectation on how that has to show up, but know that just in the ask, that the universe and the earth will begin to create that for you. And when you're willing and you're in your knowing that is in the, that order has been placed, you will begin to receive the information more and more and more. And when you claim, own, and acknowledge all of the brilliance that you are with your business, you can receive more. But when you're in the judgment, as I was, that it wasn't enough, it wasn't good enough, it's never going to be as good as Bob or Bill or Sue, when you're in that, you can't. I don't know who Bob, Bill, or Sue are, so if there's a Bob or a Bill or a Sue on here, I'm not talking about you. But when you're in that judgment, you cannot receive more because you're not acknowledging the brilliance that you be. You're not acknowledging where you have been and where you are going. And if you have blown up your entire business, it doesn't matter. If yesterday you blew up everything and there's no money in the bank, there's only past expenditures, please know today is a new day. And just like the sun rising and the birds singing, you can choose again. I blew up my whole business, Nilofer. I was down to zero. I was absolutely at nothing. I was living in a 10 by 10 room and had nothing but bills. And I had one of two ways I could go. I could leave this earth or I could change it. So I went to sleep because the intensity was too hard. I went to sleep and I woke up in the morning and I chose to get out of bed and begin. And I did it with the veracity that I am changing this no matter what. So I get that 2 days ago, the information that I was receiving was not just of me. It was of so many people in the world that are in that space about themselves and about their businesses. And I would really desire for them to know they are not alone. And it can change immediately if they desire to change it. So how many people and places are you tapped into? How many businesses are you tapped into? How many beings are you tapped into that are judging themselves, businesses that are being judged? And you know that it's a lie. You know that the judgment is actually creating the less than when there's so much there. You know, when you're in it, you cannot see where you've created. You cannot see all of the brilliance and the contribution that you're being. Nila, for you receive comments all the time and thankful messages about the contribution you're being, right?
Absolutely, I do.
And how many of us? Go ahead.
I started asking that question, I think 3 years ago. What contribution am I being that I'm not acknowledging?
Mm. And what started to change?
It's really, I used to actually equate contribution to what I do. But actually, it's nothing to do with what I do. So I would judge myself, I'm a XYZ bad mother because I don't do this for my kids, or I'm a bad wife or a bad whatever. But actually, what am I being? And so when I started asking that question, what contribution am I being that I'm not acknowledging? Oh my God, I just, that whole conversation changed for me.
That's fantastic. What contribution are you being that you're not acknowledging, that if you would acknowledge it, would change everything for you, your business, and the earth? And everything that doesn't allow that, let's destroy it and create it all. Right and wrong, good and bad, pock and pot, all nine shorts, boys and beyond.
And it could be something that, like for example, let's talk business, Christine. So for example, it could be that, I'm doing something with somebody and I may not be actually physically doing any work,
mm-hmm.
but I am being a contribution just because I'm a part of it.
Yes.
And that for me was like a game changer.
Just because your presence.
Just my presence, just my choice to be a part of that. Because before that, I always considered that I had to, quote unquote, work, and only then I was a contribution. But
no, both are contributing. And something that I've been seeing with a lot of people is as they step into the tools of access consciousness, is they step into, well, I just have to be and it will all come. Well, no, it won't. We're creating these amazing businesses in this reality. So it does require doing as well. So if you
most people, they think that when I'm being, I'm not doing anything. But when you are being, you're doing everything.
Right. But a lot of people get being is just, it's like floating on a cloud.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
The being and the doing, everything is required. And when you are stepping into that space, when you're excited about something, you will be and do that energy continuously and with so much veracity and excitement and determination. It's phenomenal. You know when you get a creative idea, how you're like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, and you're just in it and you just don't want to stop? That is so much of the creation energy. And that can be such a huge contribution to you and your business, but also marinating in the energy and the joy and the possibility of contributing to you and your business, just being with the energy of it is also contributing.
I have this comment coming up. What contribution am I being that I'm not acknowledging, and how can I receive money or get paid for it? I love that.
How can you? What if you're an idea machine? What if you're connecting to receiving more ideas and you can sell your ideas? Wouldn't that be fun?
Absolutely. So, Christine, it's been just brilliant, the conversation we've been having, and I'd like our listeners to know how they can get more of you. So you've put together this brilliant package for our listeners. Talk about the package, and then I'm going to ask you something else.
Okay. So, you can connect with me on my website is inspiredchoices.ca, and you can also connect with me at zen.fm. That is an online radio station that I am a host on, as well as the producer, and I'm the owner of zen.fm. You can also connect with me through Facebook at Inspired Choices, and also at BIG Living. That's a brand new creation that has been birthing over the last month, or last year rather, and we just hit the go button on it, and it's all about creation. So you can connect with me there, or you can email me, Christine@inspiredchoices.ca. So the package that I am inviting people into is, first of all, I have a new program that I'm working on as well called Beyond the BS Business. And so it's really going beyond the bullshit is what it is, the BS. And I have I started out with one call, so I have a call there that it's an hour and a half that you'll receive, and it's tips and pragmatic tools for starting or reviving and maintaining your business. Also, I love to do business reviews with people where I review them, their processes, and their technology and where they're connected. So that would be, I'd be doing a personalized business review. As well, this is something brand new, I'm inviting each of the individuals that take advantage of this package to become a co-host with me on Inspired Choices Radio. So it would be a 1-hour call, and I will do a pre-coaching. So if you've never been on the radio before, I'll do a 1-hour or a half-hour pre-coaching session with you to teach you all the tips and tricks to be on the radio. And you'll be heard all around the world. And then I'm also going to have some really juicy sound bites from your appearance made into sound clips that you can then share with the world to create and contribute to you and your business.
Wow. So if people want to be on a radio show, this is a package they should be getting.
Well, I would say, yeah, that would probably be a really awesome contribution to begin with, for sure.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, Christine, just before we wrap up, is there what is the one thing that you would like to leave our listeners with?
Know that everything desires to contribute to you. Everything. No matter where you are, whether you are down in the dumps or your business is soaring, there's so much more that desires to contribute to you that if you would be willing to ask, you would receive. It's in your willingness to ask without an expectation of what's going to be received that you can receive even greater.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much. I have these comments on the webcast. Wow. Thank you for your contribution. Wow. What an amazing response. So, it comes in with a little bit of lag time.
Right.
But this was, when you were responding to that question about how do you know that the earth, the birds, the trees want me to be here. So this was a response to that.
Wonderful.
Wow. Awesome.
I'm so happy. Thank you, Nilofer.
Thank you so much.
The contribution of this call for me has been huge, and I really am grateful. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much to all our listeners, who've been there on the live calls, or everyone who's going to listen to the replays. Thank you so much. You're such a huge contribution. And we have 2 more calls coming up today. We have Dr. Casey Crisp and David Caddy, and they're talking about living as if the earth mattered. Mm-hmm. And then we have the amazing Danielle Carter, and she's going to talk about what if the pain in your body was an indication of the earth talking. Mm-hmm. So 2 amazing calls today, and look forward to having you all again. And once again, on the event page, just refresh it so that the new calls will appear right on top and the replays scroll down. So thank you, and bye.